I'm just gonna come out and say it. Five Nights at Freddy isn't scary
anymore.
And no, making an animatronic scream directly into my headphones
don't count.
That's not horror. That's somebody slamming two pots together while I'm sleeping. Freddy didn't stop being scary because FNAF got worse. FNAF stopped being scary because it got too successful. How many businesses were covering up demon activity in the 90s, okay? Was OSHA asleep or something, man?
Somebody talk to me here.
I'm Pirate the Landlord, and you're watching This Game Sucks. Go back to the first Five Nights at Freddy's. You were sitting in a room, that's it. 2 doors, a few cameras, limited power, and a minimum wage salary that definitely did not include being
spiritually assaulted by a chicken.
You couldn't fight, you couldn't really run, you couldn't explore, you just sat there and waited. That was scary. You checked one camera, Bonnie is there. You check another camera, you check back, Bonnie is gone. Now you're sitting there looking at the screen like, okay, where is the big purple bastard? Okay, that's tension. The game let your own brain scare you, and that's what I liked about it. Now compare that to the modern FNAF, alright? I'm running around a giant entertainment complex, right? I'm collecting items, I'm solving puzzles, I'm crawling through vents, I'm doing missions. At some point, I'm not scared anymore, okay? That's just the truth. I'm doing errands. Security Breach proved FNAF could become a much bigger game.
Obviously.
My question is, did FNAF even need to become a bigger game? Because the original fear came from being trapped. Security Breach put you inside of this giant mega pizzaplex and says, hey, go explore something. Bro, I don't want to explore. There's a 6-foot wolf-looking thing running around here, man.
I want HR.
The original FNAF made me feel helpless. Modern FNAF makes me feel like I lost my child inside of a Dave & Buster's or something. And before somebody says Secret of the Mimic is scarier,
good.
I mean, it should be, right? This is FNAF, right? This is Five Nights at Freddy's. When did being scary again become like a comeback feature for a horror game?
Come on, guys, are we being serious?
But even when the games do get the darkness right again, there's another problem waiting around the corner, and that one has been growing for years. I should not need a 47-minute YouTube video, a chalkboard, the Reddit tabs, and the Book of Revelations open just to understand
why the rabbit is mad.
FNAF lore has gotten ridiculous, and I like lore, don't get me wrong. Lore is part of what made Five Nights at Freddy's popular, okay? I understand that. The mystery was fun, you know, who's this purple guy walking around? What happened to the children, you know? Why are the animatronics moving around and getting crazy? What's the suit? What's the suit about? The questions work because they were creepy. Now, the Mimic, you know,
glitch trap, burn trap, remnant, agony,
digital consciousness, books, games, more books, a hidden ending, and then another hidden ending explaining why the first hidden ending might not be the real
hidden ending.
Okay, bro.
Come on.
FNAF stopped telling a scary story and they started assigning homework to us. Let's be for real here, okay? And the worst part is FNAF's fans are so good at solving this stuff that the writers basically have to keep making the mystery more complicated. Yes, I'm pointing at you guys. It's your fault for being so good at these clues and mysteries. You can't just hide newspaper clippings anymore in the games, in the movies, in the books, nowhere. Somebody has already enhanced it to 8K, all right? Reversed the audio, translated the wall textures, and discovered that Freddy's left nipple has a connection to the book released in 2019. The fan base has become
too
powerful.
Okay, you guys have gotten 100% completion on all of these games, movies, and books, okay? So now every mystery has to become another mystery inside another mystery wearing a rabbit costume. And eventually, confusion stops being scary, all right? Fear needs understanding. I need to know enough about what it is that I'm afraid of in order for it to be effective. FNAF sometimes gives me 17 pieces of a puzzle. 3 of them came from the novel, 2 might be canon, and somebody on YouTube is screaming, this changes everything. You know, they made a video, this little thing changed everything. everything. And I'm like,
Does it though?
because y'all said that last Thursday in one of the other uploads that y'all put up about how one of Springtrap's eyes is this or that, you know? And this brings me to the other biggest problem. The franchise might not need to be good anymore for these games to continue to be made and people to continue to love it the way that they do. FNAF built one of the most engaged fan base in gaming. And now that the community is so powerful, the actual product can sometimes feel secondary to the conversation around the product. The second Five Nights at Freddy's movie opened huge. People showed up. The critics could complain if they wanted to, but the internet argued back, okay? It didn't matter. The fans wanted in, because with FNAF, you're not always just watching the movie. You're hunting for the thing behind the movie. And that's brilliant, seriously. FNAF turned audience confusion into a renewable energy source. Put one suspicious drawing in the background and somebody's YouTube channel has electricity for 6 months. But there's a downside. Once fans are more excited about decoding the clues than being scared by the monster, you're not really running a horror franchise anymore, are you? You're running an escape room with merchandise, all right? That's the truth. The scares become something you have to like sit through just to get to the Easter egg, and that's completely backwards, I think. The theory should make the horror better. The horror should not be the loading screen for the theory. Freddy Fazbear used to be terrifying because I didn't know what the hell it was, you know? Now I know Freddy. We all know Freddy. We have a favorite Freddy. How am I supposed to fear something I just saw in
Five Below?
And I worked at Five Below, so I know exactly where Freddy is. He's in the aisle right next to Bluey. Freddy isn't the thing hiding in the dark anymore. Freddy is the celebrity. Bonnie is a celebrity. Foxy is a celebrity. People see Springtrap and go,
Let's go!
it's not scary to them anymore. You're not supposed to be, you know, happy when you're seeing these monsters. You're supposed to be concerned. Imagine Michael Myers walks into the house and everybody starts yelling,
Rare skin.
Goated!
that's what's happening with FNAF. That's where it is now. The monsters enter the room and half the audience is just excited that their favorite animatronic finally got some screen time. You cannot surprise people with a monster they've spent 10 years putting in their tier list, okay? Which creates another problem. The FNAF jump scares used to feel like punishment. You missed something. You checked the wrong camera. You used too much power, something like that, and then, you know, game over. But now everybody knows the trick, okay? Dark hallways, weird noises, character slowly turns around, nothing there, turn back.
It's a monster!
The first time Freddy jumps at you, you scream. The 100th time, you lean back and you go, damn, Freddy, you could have texted me, buddy. You know, you could have let me know. The jump scares become like part of FNAF's brand. Like, you expect it now. It's not something that you don't want to have happen. You need it to happen in order to enjoy yourself now. It's like a rite of passage, you know what I mean? I think FNAF's biggest challenge is figuring out what horror looks like after the jump scare. Do you know what I mean? Like, they have to figure out what can they do outside of that in order to scare people and make these monsters feared again. Because louder isn't scarier. You know, a bigger map is not scarier. More animatronics aren't scarier. Sometimes the scariest thing is just a game that makes you
wait.
And eventually you have to reinvent the thing that you taught everybody else how to do. That's where FNAF is right now. So does Five Nights at Freddy's sucks? I mean, yeah, it does now. But not because nobody loves it anymore. FNAF has the opposite problem. We loved it too much. We learned every trick. We learned every monster. We studied every disappearance. We've slowed down every trailer. We turned every jump scare into a meme. We put Freddy on the shelf. We made the lore a college course. And somewhere along the way, the thing hiding in the dark stopped being scary anymore. Because now we know him. FNAF got bigger, the maps got bigger, the lore got bigger, the fan base got bigger. Everything grew except the fear. And that's the real problem with Five Nights at Freddy's. It became an empire. But sometimes a tiny security office is scarier. And that's the Rant. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you really liked it, please give me a subscribe. I would love to have you. We have more videos on the channel right now for you to look at. So if you happen to work at a pizza place and you find things running around at night while you're on your shift, I want you to clock out, go home, log on to YouTube, and pay your rent.